Diddy's sex trafficking trial kicking off with jury selection. Judge Arun Subramanian briefed prospective jurors on the charges, emphasizing Combs's presumption of innocence. He told them the trial is expected to last about 8 weeks, with court sessions scheduled Monday through Friday, excluding certain holidays. By the end of day two, Judge Arun Subramanian assembled a pool of 35 potential jurors, 10 short of the needed 45 for the Diddy trial. Several jurors were disqualified for perceived biases and conflicts, including one man who doubted he could refrain from smoking marijuana during the trial. Combs actively engaged in the process, rising from his chair as jurors entered or exited. Despite media exposure to the infamous video of Diddy beating Cassie at an LA hotel, some jurors with strong impressions were not dismissed from the pool. Two jurors were removed from Sean Diddy Combs's jury pool despite expressing a strong desire to serve, due to conflicts of interest. One juror had seen a security video of Combs and initially assumed his guilt, but claimed it wouldn't bias her judgment. Another juror was an HBO employee, and the defense noted the downfall of Diddy documentary, which portrays Combs negatively, might be referenced during the trial. By the end of the day, 45 jurors remained in the pool. Judge Subramanian ruled that Diddy was not treated differently due to his race in the racketeering and sex trafficking charges against him, rejecting a request to dismiss some charges and suppress evidence. The judge emphasized the severity of Combs' alleged criminal conduct from 2004 to 2024 rather than racial bias as the basis for the prosecution. At the hearing, Subramanian canceled plans to finish picking the jury for the trial, saying he was worried that some jurors might get cold feet and back out of the case by Monday if they had the weekend to think about it. Diddy gives a thumbs up to his supporters on Monday, May 12th. Once jury selection was finalized, both parties made opening statements. Prosecutors accused Diddy of using violence and threats to coerce women into drug-fueled sexual encounters over 20 years, while Diddy's lawyer argued the case misrepresents consensual relationships as sex trafficking. In the afternoon, the jury began hearing testimony from witnesses, including allegations of coerced sexual encounters involving his ex-girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie Ventura. Jurors were shown the now infamous 2016 video of Diddy kicking and dragging Cassie inside a Los Angeles hotel. The first witness, a hotel security guard, testified about responding to the incident in this video and claimed Combs attempted to silence him with a sack of money. The second witness, Daniel Phillips, who identified as a male stripper, testified about being paid to have sex with Cassie Ventura in 2013 while Combs allegedly watched and masturbated. He described being hired under the guise of performing at a bachelorette party, only to find Cassie in red lingerie. He testified about multiple encounters directed by Combs, who allegedly concealed his identity but was recognized by his voice. Diddy's three daughters left the courtroom during Phillips's graphic testimony. Cassie takes the stand in the Diddy trial on May 13th. On day two of testimony, star witness Cassie Ventura testified that Sean Diddy Combs abused and coerced her into participating in freak-offs, elaborate sexual marathons involving male sex workers, during their turbulent relationship. Cassie cries during her testimony in the Diddy trial on May 13th. The R&B singer described the freak-offs as drug-fueled, weekly ordeals lasting up to 4 days, where she would be asked to arrange sex with strangers and engage in degrading acts as Diddy watched. Cassie Ventura testifies as Diddy watches on May 13, 2025. She described Combs as controlling and violent, recounting a turbulent relationship marked by physical assaults and manipulation. Despite feeling objectified, Cassie said she complied with Combs's demands out of love and fear of repercussions, including threats to leak videos. Day 7, May 14th. Cassie's second day of testimony. During her second day of testimony, Cassie Ventura alleged that Diddy raped her after she ended their decade-long relationship and subjected her to physical abuse by threatening to release degrading sexual videos. Cassie described being forced into hundreds of encounters with male sex workers, which Combs controlled, fearing damage to her career and family if the videos were made public. Prosecutors presented images from these encounters, eliciting shocked reactions from jurors. Cassie had previously sued Combs in 2023 for abuse, settling for $20 million, with numerous similar claims from other women following. Day 8, May 15th. Cassie's cross-examination. During her first day of cross-examination, Cassie testified that both she and Diddy struggled with drug addiction, revealing his 2012 painkiller overdose. The defense acknowledged Combs's physical abuse but argued it constituted domestic violence rather than sex trafficking, aiming to portray their relationship as toxic and troubled, rather than part of a criminal enterprise. Day 9, May 16th. Cassie's last day, Danity Kane Star testifies Cassie concluded her emotional testimony in Diddy's sex trafficking trial, detailing alleged beatings and rapes during their decade-long relationship. Using Cassie's text to Diddy, the defense portrayed her as a willing participant in freak-off sex marathons, highlighting texts where she expressed willingness, though Cassie clarified her emotional reluctance. Cassie also revealed Combs purchased the rights to her book, The Dark Times, for $20 million, and that she recently reached an estimated $10 million settlement with the Los Angeles hotel where security camera in 2016 shows her being beaten by Diddy. Dawn Richard, a singer who competed in Diddy's reality show, Making the Band, took the stand and testified about witnessing Diddy hit Cassie on the head and beat her on the ground during a 2019 visit to his home recording studio. Day 10, May 19th. Evidence photos released testimony continued with two women providing accounts of Diddy's physical violence, supported by incriminating evidence photos from a federal raid on his Manhattan hotel room. The photos revealed a Louis Vuitton bag nicknamed the Med Bag, containing drugs, baby oil, pills, and pink powder. Prosecutors also released photos of Cassie's injuries from alleged abuse, including a gash on her eyebrow that had become a permanent scar. Danity Kane singer Dawn Richard testified about witnessing Combs's abuse of Cassie, saying she once saw Diddy swing a skillet at his former girlfriend. Richard also claimed Diddy threatened her with death, telling her she could go missing if she ever told anyone about his abuse. Cassie's former best friend, Carrie Morgan, also took the stand, recounting being beaten with a wooden hanger and offered $30,000 to sign an NDA. The day concluded with Combs's former personal assistant testifying about his demanding work schedule. Day 11, May 20th. The Punisher, Cassie's mom on the stand. Regina Ventura testified that she took out a $20,000 home equity loan in 2011 to prevent Combs from releasing a sexually explicit video of Cassie, marking her first awareness of Cassie's abuse. She advised Cassie to document her bruises and injuries. Male sex worker Sheree Hayes, a prosecution witness, unexpectedly aided the defense by stating he had sex with Cassie 8 to 15 times, mostly unprotected, and noted that neither Cassie nor Combs seemed high or drunk. Hayes, also known as the Punisher, claimed Cassie appeared to enjoy the encounters, though he was not asked back after performance issues. Homeland Security Special Agent Gerard Gannon provided new insights into the raid on Diddy's Miami Beach mansion, involving 80 to 95 agents. In Combs's main bedroom, they discovered numerous pairs of 7-inch high heels, lingerie and parts for two AR-15 assault rifles. Day 12, May 21st. Psychologist, former assistant testified testimony on Day 12 of the Diddy trial featured Dr. Dawn Hughes, a clinical and forensic psychologist, explained the complexities of abusive relationships, including love and trauma bonding, coping mechanisms, and memory. Dr. Hughes paid $6,000 per day for her testimony, highlighted how victims may stay with abusive partners due to emotional bonds and use substances to numb their pain. Dr. Hughes has previously testified in high-profile cases involving Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, R. Kelly, and NXVM founder Keith Raniere. Later, George Kaplan, Diddy's former assistant, testified about cleaning his hotel rooms, often finding items like baby oil, Astroglide, candles, and liquor. He described disposing of empty bottles and a powdery substance to maintain Combs's image and recounted being instructed to purchase drugs twice using cash provided by Combs. Day 13, May 22nd. Kid Cudi enters the picture rapper. Kid Cudi testified that Diddy broke into his home in 2011 after discovering Cudi was dating Cassie, and later suspected Combs was behind the firebombing of his car. Cootie described meeting Combs to discuss the incident, but Combs denied involvement, though he apologized years later. During cross-examination, Combs's lawyer suggested Cassie was living a double life, maintaining relationships with both Combs and Cootie. Additional testimony from Combs's former assistant and a makeup artist detailed instances of Combs's alleged abuse towards Cassie, including physical violence witnessed on a private jet and at a hotel. Day 14, May 27th. Former aide Capricorn Clark testifies on the stand. Former Diddy aide Capricorn Clark described her dedication to her boss, even as she witnessed him abuse Cassie. She recalled one incident where Diddy threatened to find her up if she tried to intervene as he kicked Cassie. Clark said she was involved in the alleged Kid Cudi home invasion and faced Combs's anger for not disclosing Cassie's relationship with Cudi. After being fired by Combs in 2012 following the Kid Cudi incident, Clark said she experienced significant financial hardship, losing her home, car, and income, and was blacklisted from the industry. Under cross-examination by Combs's lawyer, however, Clark struggled to recall key accusations, such as witnessing Combs with a gun. Day 15, May 28th. Learning more about Cudi's firebombing. Day 15 testimony revealed details about the investigations into Kid Cudi's home invasion and car firebombing. An LAPD officer recounted responding to a burglary call at Cudi's home in December of 2011, finding luxury items in plain sight but no signs of a gun or theft. An LA Fire Department arson investigator testified about the targeted damage to Cudi's Porsche in January 2012, noting it was less severe than typical Molotov cocktail damage. In the afternoon, Deontay Nash, Combs's longtime personal stylist and close friend of Cassie, testified about witnessing Combs physically abuse Cassie and being aggressive towards him. Nash described seeing bruises on Cassie's body and mentioned her weekly visits to a hotel with Combs, carrying a black bag of sex toys. Day 16, May 29th. Mia says Diddy raped her. A former assistant, known by the pseudonym Mia, recounted witnessing violence against Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura and described her own alleged rape and assault by Combs. She described an incident where she and Cassie attended a party hosted by Prince, only for Combs to arrive with bodyguards and allegedly beat Cassie until Prince's security intervened. Mia testified about her challenging work conditions, including a 24-hour first shift, and being held captive in Combs' home for 5 consecutive days, unable to leave. Earlier in the day, Deontay Nash, former stylist for Combs and Cassie, concluded his testimony with further accounts of Combs' alleged violence towards Cassie, detailing how she used makeup to conceal bruises.